Well, hey there, friendships. Welcome back to Curtis' Corner. If you're new here, hi, I'm Curtis. This is my corner. I have taken some time off. I needed to do some business with my life. What was I doing? The last time you saw me was back in September. I have started a new shift with work, so I was getting used to that. I just didn't have a whole lot of time to see every movie that came out since September, and that's what this video is kind of about. It's going to be me talking about all the different films that I have seen to date since my last review of Beetlejuice, which has only been 5 films. So I've been busy, I've been tired, I've been going to the gym recently, started that up again, and it's been a crazy time. So we're back and we're better than before. If you're interested in hearing about the films that I have seen since September, then keep on watching. Make sure you give this video a like. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so you know when I post a brand new video. Because if you don't, how else are you gonna know? You won't. So do it. In the description box below, there is a link to my Patreon. I do have one. I would really appreciate it if you went over there and you subscribe. It is crazy cheap, okay? I promise you, it's very cheap. It's very cheap. It's only like $1 if you're American. $2 if you're Canadian. That's nothing. That is nothing. That's a cup of coffee. Buy me a coffee. That's essentially what it is. Can you buy me a coffee, please? One singular coffee? Thank you. But anyways, if you click that link below, you'll be taken to my Patreon where you get early access to my videos. You're going to get behind the scenes unedited footage. You also get to leave me some comments. I read them over there. You can leave them on YouTube too, but I will be interacting more over on the Patreon. And you can leave me some suggestions. I take suggestions from everywhere: Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Patreon, but I'm going to favor the Patreon subscribers because you're paying for it. So I want to give you what you want to see. That doesn't mean I'm not going to listen to the people everywhere else, but Patreon, you get a little step up. So head over there, subscribe. I appreciate it. Join the friend zone. But without further ado, let's jump into this recap. So like I said in the beginning, I have seen 5 films since Beetlejuice from September 9th. The films that I have seen are Smile 2, Terrifier 3, Hold Your Breath. I saw Venom: The Last Dance, and I saw Joker: Folie à Deux. Now, that is also how you say it, not Folie à Deux, all you Americans out there. It's not hard to just go into Google Translate. Listen to the French version of it. Folie à Deux. Dieu. Not do, Dieu. Anyways. Stuck on that. We're gonna just quickly talk about them. I'm not gonna go into super in-depth critiques and favors about these films because I don't want this video to be over an hour long. I just wanted it to be a nice quick little recap, keep you up to date with what I've been doing, what I've been seeing, and so on and so forth. So the first one I'm going to be talking about is Smile 2. This film, loved it, okay? I thought it was a step up from the first film. First film, great. It established kind of like the lore about what is kind of happening, and it kept you kind of guessing what was going on. Whereas Smile 2, it just fully leaned into the terror, to the fear of everything that was happening in such a grander scale. They made the paranoia so much more prevalent in the film. The only thing I would say that's not that great is the waste of Kyle Gallner's character. There was so much potential, especially when we heard that he was coming back for this film. There was so much potential that could have happened with him, and they just kind of let him go. I wasn't a big fan of that, but the rest of the film, Naomi Scott, genius as Sky Riley. Okay, Joker: Folie à Deux is the next one I'm going to talk about. Now, I want to preface this by saying I wasn't a huge fan of the first Joker movie. I can appreciate it. I had an okay time watching it. I can see why it got the praise that it did. On Letterboxd, I think I even rated it like 4.5 stars. But it just wasn't my cup of tea. It wasn't the type of Joker that I know. The lore around him, while I know it's a completely different thing, if you're still pulling from the source material of certain aspects, you have to kind of follow through on everything. Like the Joker being a middle-aged man in the first film, but then Bruce Wayne is like a 7-year-old kid. That's not true, because in the actual reality of things, Batman and the Joker are like, I think 5 years apart. They're very close in age. So didn't like that at all. And especially with all the controversy now that's come out since Joker 2 regarding Todd Phillips, and you put out a not great film. I'm sorry, you didn't. Gaga herself was great in the role, but I think she was still underutilized. She worked well with what she could, and she definitely gave her all in her performance. That being said, the plot was kind of everywhere. There was flashbacks, there was in your head moments. The Joker wasn't really prevalent at all in this film, and when he was, it was literally only in his head. And I absolutely hated that aspect. There were only essentially two settings of the film, which was either a courtroom or the prison in Arkham Asylum. Otherwise, it was just Arthur Fleck, and that was it. The music aspect of the film, like the musical moments, you could have taken everything of that out and the movie still would have progressed the exact same way. There was one part where Arthur and Harley are talking to each other and something is said and then they immediately cut to a musical number to then tell you again that this is what was said. Like immediately after. Like it would be like, oh yeah, I want a dog for Christmas. And then I had like a musical number that showed me going to get a dog at Christmas time, following it immediately after saying that sentence. That's essentially what this film did. It was like, oh, by the way, if you didn't understand this reference, here it is right in your face again, when it was already very obvious. I hated that. It was absolutely dumb. And then the ending was just trash. It was just trash. It slandered everything that the Joker was, and ever will be. And I keep Todd Phillips away from the Joker and any Batman stuff. Thanks. It was so bad, in fact, that I rated it lower than Madam Web. Let's put it that way. Okay, and I like a good musical, okay? I like a good musical. That was not it. Venom: The Last Dance. Third film we're going to talk about. The best aspect of the film was not only the action sequences and the set pieces themselves, because they were pretty big, they looked nice, but the symbiotes themselves. I like that you were able to see some symbiotes during the day, you saw them during the night, you saw different colors, different variants of these symbiotes. I like that even though it was definitely a rage bait during that trailer where it showed the little piece of Venom in the bar and Chiwetel Ejiofor came and like sucked it up into the tube and you were like, why are you retconning everything? But I like that was strictly a rage bait aspect in the trailer and not in actuality with what happened in the film. So I'm happy about that. However, the writing, very lazy. Null could have been in this film way more. He's supposed to be this presence where you feel how sinister and dark and evil he is throughout the film. You don't. Just his little minions that he sends out, these like giant alien dog creature things. Those are the real threat of the film. And there's nothing else. And then on top of that, Tom Hardy, while excelled in the Venom role, I found he seemed very lazy, bored during his Eddie role. There were a lot of moments where his like American accent would be dropped and he was just talking in like his regular English accent. I'm like, what's happening? What is this character now? Like, what's going on? Like, you're not putting enough energy. You're not putting as much energy as you did in the previous two films, especially in the first film. So I was extremely let down by that. Fourth film I'm going to talk about is Hold Your Breath. This one stars Sarah Paulson. I love Sarah Paulson and pretty much everything that she does. The premise, the twist that happens in this film is quite interesting. I enjoyed what was happening. It is kind of a slow burn at times, but it does ramp up and things just start hitting the fan in a great way. The only thing I think that would be a downfall is that some of the side characters that come in, they don't really have enough of their character fleshed out to be of importance, to be of any major or minor threat to anything. It's just they're there and then they're taken out or put to the sideline a lot. And they just seemed kind of very thrown in, and I'm not a fan of that aspect. But otherwise, Hold Your Breath, great movie. It's on Disney Plus. You can go watch it, or on Hulu. If you don't have Disney Plus and you have Hulu, it is on Hulu as well. Go watch it. I think you'll have an enjoyable time with it. The last film, Terrifier 3. I went into this film with high expectations, which I shouldn't have, but I loved the second one so much. I liked the first one a lot, but the second one really just like made Art the horror character for me. This film, Sienna, hands down, fantastic performance. Art the Clown, again, he's great in this film. He's very wacky. He's very just like in your face and aggressive at times, and it holds nothing back. The opening sequence was done clearly, obviously, to up the ante, to shock everyone, and it was definitely done in a tasteful way. But with that being said, the handling of a certain character in the film left me with a kind of not so nice taste in my mouth. And you find out about this character by the end. I'm not going to say who or what character, but if you've seen the movie, you should know. But also on top of that, I found that the storyline seemed very simple and it was just gore for gore's sake. Like, the first one, super simple plot and premise, and the gore was there for gore's sake. But it was extremely low budget, and that's kind of what you get with that film. The second one, well, yeah, there's a lot of gore. There's more action sequences. There's bigger set pieces. There's more of a story, and you're involved in these characters a whole lot more. But this one, you're just kind of staying with the same characters, but they're not super fleshed out even more. Like, you're dealing with the trauma of everything, which was handled in such a smart way with both Sienna and with Jonathan. And I think that aspect was probably one of the strongest points in this film. I really like how it was handled, presented, and shown across the entirety of the film. And you kind of feel what Sienna's going through throughout the whole film as well, which is what I really enjoy as well. And what I'm not liking is that most of the film was just kill after kill after kill after kill after kill. And there was no real merit. It was just, here's a little bit of storyline. Let's try and kind of push through it just to get to the next kill sequence. That's what I felt Terrifier 3 was. And while I still had fun with the film, and while it is still better than the first one, I will say it is below the second. The second is still definitely the tall point, the peak of where it is. And the most disappointing thing I think about Terrifier 3 is that art seems to take a bit of a back seat in this film. And what I mean by that is because Vicky becomes such a prevalent character in this film, or a prominent character in this film, she kind of takes the action. She's the one that's like doing the driving force of everything. She's the one almost manipulating art in a way, where in the first two, art was just art. And while we are getting more into the supernatural and everything, because in the first film, art, it has been established by Damien Leone as well, art was human in the first one. Once he died in that first one, he's come back multiple times, and he is now a supernatural entity. We don't know what he is, how he is coming back, what's going on with that, but it is going more into the supernatural realm, and I'm okay with that. What I'm not okay is making your main figure take a side seat, putting him on the back burner and letting someone else kind of take the reins, take control, and like be the one that's almost like the ringleader, the puppeteer of him. That I didn't like. Art is like a no holds bar, just like go at it. He's his own entity and he makes his own decisions. That's what you established in the first two. This one, it's very much he doesn't make his own decisions and someone is telling him what to do and how to do it. And I don't like that. I don't like that. It was interesting to try it, but I don't like it. Now, it's not a bad film, but like I said, number 2 is better. So, hopefully you enjoyed this little catch up. I am going to be seeing Wicked sometime soon. Maybe today, Monday, I might be seeing it. Yeah, I'm gonna see Wicked very, very soon because I need to see it. I've been hearing amazing things about it, so I can't wait to watch that. And I will have a review for the next film that I see sometime in the future. I also have some makeup that I am going to be doing. Hopefully that comes out on Thursday for you because I finally have it, so we're gonna do that. But hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you give this video a like. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so you know when I post a brand new video, because if you don't, how else are you gonna know you won't? So do it. I will see everybody on the next video, and I promise it won't be too long of a wait. But until then, goodbye, friendships.